Imagine a future where the dreaded phone call telling you that a loved one will not survive without a transplant doesn't come with months or even years of uncertainty. A future where organ donation lists no longer dictate who lives and who dies. Instead, an exact genetic match of your needed organ is grown for you. Custom-made, ready in days, free from the fear of rejection. It sounds like science fiction, the kind of promise you'd hear in a medical utopia. But as we stand in the 21st century, the first steps toward this reality are already happening. And at the heart of it is not just biotechnology, but artificial intelligence, reshaping the very definition of life-saving medicine. Today, the shortage of donor organs is a silent crisis. According to the World Health Organization, more than 130,000 organ transplants take place every year worldwide. But that's only a fraction of what's needed. In some countries, the waiting lists are so long that many patients die before a suitable organ ever becomes available. And even when the match is found, organ rejection remains a looming risk. The immune system, trained over millions of years to defend against intruders, does not make exceptions for a life-saving kidney or heart that isn't self. That's why recipients often face a lifetime of immunosuppressant drugs, which come with their own dangers. The system is imperfect, it's all we've had. But AI-grown organs offer a radical alternative. By combining advances in stem cell research, regenerative medicine, and machine learning, scientists are developing ways to grow complex, fully functional human organs in the lab. This isn't just 3D printing with cells, it's a deeply intricate process of guiding biology itself, cell by cell, to recreate the precise architecture of the human body. Artificial intelligence is the orchestrator in this symphony, analyzing massive datasets from biology, chemistry, and medical imaging to predict exactly how cells should organize themselves to form living, working tissue. Already, there are milestones worth noting. In 2022, researchers at Harvard's Wyss Institute used AI to optimize the design of vascular networks, those branching blood vessel highways inside every organ-making lab-grown tissue more viable than ever before. In Japan, scientists have successfully used induced pluripotent stem cells, adult cells, reprogrammed into an embryonic-like state to grow miniature organoids that mimic the function of kidneys, livers, and even parts of the brain. While these are far from transplant-ready, they represent proof of concept, living tissue, grown outside the human body, behaving exactly as nature intended. The challenge is complexity. A heart is not just a lump of muscle, it's an electrical, mechanical, and biochemical marvel, with billions of cells communicating in perfect synchrony. A liver is not a simple filter, it's a dynamic chemical factory with over 500 essential functions. Growing something like this requires not only biological precision, but also the ability to adapt and self-correct when the developing organ doesn't follow the plan. That's where AI shines. By constantly monitoring growth in real time, using imaging sensors, genetic analysis, and biochemical data, AI systems can spot minute deviations in development and adjust environmental conditions instantly. It's like having a tireless, omniscient lab technician overseeing every heartbeat of the new organ's creation. If perfected, the implications are staggering. No more waiting lists, no more harvesting organs from deceased donors, no more risk of rejection because the organ would be made from your own cells. Surgeons could order a replacement kidney like engineers order a custom-made part. The black market for organs, currently a $1.7 billion underground economy, could be eliminated, cutting off one of the most exploitative trades in the world. And the definition of organ failure itself would change. It would no longer be a sentence, but a temporary setback. However, with great medical power comes equally great ethical complexity. If we can grow human hearts, livers, and lungs in the lab, how far are we from growing entire human bodies? Where is the line between therapeutic regeneration and creating life itself? Critics warn that AI-driven organogenesis could be a slippery slope toward cloning, or even the commodification of human life. Could wealthy individuals stockpile spare organs as a form of biological insurance, widening the already gaping divide between the rich and the poor? Would black market labs in unregulated countries churn out untested, unsafe organs? There are also profound philosophical questions. If your heart, lungs, and even brain tissue can be replaced over time, are you still the same person? Or does the ship of Theseus paradox, where every part of a ship is replaced over time until none of the original remains apply to human identity? In such a world, aging might not be defined by the wear and tear of the body, but by the limits of the mind. From a technical perspective, one of the most promising breakthroughs lies in bioprinting, using specialized 3D printers to layer living cells, guided by AI-generated blueprints, into the exact shape and structure of an organ. Unlike traditional tissue engineering, bioprinting allows for microscopic precision and scalability. The AI doesn't just map the general shape, it predicts how the cells will migrate, connect, and communicate, ensuring that the final organ behaves like its natural counterpart. This predictive modeling is crucial because biology is inherently chaotic, and even slight deviations in cell arrangement can render an organ useless. Some companies are already racing to bring this technology to clinics. United Therapeutics, for example, has announced its goal of producing transplantable lungs grown from a patient's own cells within the next decade. Meanwhile, Israeli startup CallPlant has developed bioinks made from recombinant human collagen, offering a more natural scaffold for cells to grow on. And AI systems are being trained to simulate years of wear and tear on a virtual organ, testing its long-term functionality before it ever touches a human patient. Yet the road ahead is not without obstacles. Human trials are still in their infancy, and regulatory approval could take years or even decades. The human immune system, while less aggressive towards self-derived tissue, is still unpredictable, and the risk of cancerous cell growth from stem cell manipulation remains a concern. Additionally, manufacturing these organs on a global scale would require vast bioreactor facilities, each one an intricate blend of robotics, bioengineering, and computational oversight. But perhaps the biggest barrier is societal. The very idea of lab-grown organs challenges our cultural and spiritual beliefs about life, death, and what it means to be human. Some religious groups may see this as playing God. Others might fear that in eliminating death from organ failure, we could unintentionally create new problems: overpopulation, resource scarcity, or a fundamental shift in how we value life. After all, part of what makes life precious is its fragility. Still, the potential benefits are impossible to ignore. Each year, thousands of children die waiting for transplants that never come. Imagine telling those families that the solution isn't a distant hope, but a technology on the horizon. For the millions living with chronic organ disease, AI-grown organs aren't just a scientific curiosity, they are a lifeline. We stand at a crossroads. One path keeps us bound to the limitations of human biology as it has always been: finite, fragile, and subject to the lottery of donor availability. The other leads to a future where the human body becomes as maintainable and upgradable as any machine, its parts interchangeable, its lifespan limited only by the boundaries of the mind and the ethics we choose to uphold. Artificial intelligence will not just help us grow organs, it will force us to grow as a species. It will demand that we confront our deepest fears and our highest aspirations. It will make us question whether we are ready to take control over life's most sacred processes, or whether some things should remain in nature's hands. In the end, AI-grown organs may well become one of the defining achievements of the 21st century, a marriage of biology and computation that saves millions of lives. But they will also test the limits of our morality, our laws, and our sense of what it means to be human. And perhaps that's the ultimate challenge, not just growing organs, but growing the wisdom to decide how and when to use them. This was a speculative exploration by the Tech Prophecy. If you want more thought experiments at the edge of science and imagination, subscribe and stay awake with us.